What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael back with another video today, and in this video I'm going to show you how I break down a song and transcribe it by ear. So hopefully with this video, I'm going to do it in a couple parts. I'm going to start off with this one where I'm going to talk about the basics of ear training and learning songs by ear, and then in part 2 I'm going to go over, I'll do an in-depth walkthrough of learning a song by ear, and we'll actually do something hands-on. So for this video, I want to start off with a few simple tips of how you can learn, or how you can start to learn songs by ear. Because it's not a magic process. It's not a thing where you just snap your fingers and you can do it. It's like any skill, it takes a long time. It takes a lot of time and patience and hard work. So, starting off, I'd say the most important thing you can do, or one of the most important things you can do, is to learn some basic music theory. It's never going to hurt to have knowledge of theory because it can help you out. It can help you identify certain things. And you'll understand that more as you get more into ear training. So you should start off by learning just your major scale. Now, the C major scale is the easiest one to remember. It's just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C again, of course. So you can play that on your guitar or any instrument that you're using. I'm going to focus this towards guitar. So C major scale is just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. Now, that's the most common scale in music, the major scale. It's in pretty much all pop music. What you want to start off with if your ear training is, when you start finally getting into transcribing songs by ear, start with pop songs, start with easy stuff. Don't jump right into like Dream Theater or Periphery or something. Don't try to be a tough guy, alright? Because that can really help you to hone your skills when it comes down to learning different intervals and stuff. And when it comes down to it, these songs are made up of the same thing. So like a pop song you're listening to, it's made up of the same ingredients as a Periphery song or Dream Theater song. It's still just music, it's still just notes. You're applying the exact same principles in a different context. So start off with that major scale. Now once you have that down, you also have your A minor scale down, or your A Aeolian scale, which is just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A. So it's that same scale shifted down a minor third, which is another thing you should learn. You should work on your intervals. So in any scale, like we'll start with the C major scale. So you've got C, which is your root note. That's important. Remember your root note. You've got the second degree of the scale, which is D, the third degree, which is E, the fourth degree, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. So there's 7 scale degrees. The eighth is just an octave, so there's 7 scale degrees. And you want to know what it sounds like, the difference or the interval between each one. So you can start with just getting familiar with this sound. And just figure out what that sounds like and recognize that. So that way, when you hear it in the song without your instrument, you'll know, oh, I know that sound. That's a major second, which is what that interval is. When you hear that, then you'll know right away, whether you have your instrument or not, that is a major second. And then once you have that down, try practicing this. That's a major third. So once you get familiar with that sound, you know that's that distance in notes. So you become more familiar with it. That way you can not only identify these intervals in the song, but you can use them on your own in composition, and you can really just have the tools necessary and know inside and out what you're looking for and what you're listening to when you're transcribing a song. Within that scale also, just start with the simplest intervals first. Start with the major second like we talked about, and also the minor second between like the third and fourth degree. And just kind of, you can move it around your guitar neck if you want to learn how it sounds in different positions. Which is a super common sound in metal. And go through every possible permutation of intervals there are on the guitar. There are 11 total. So you have a minor second, major second, minor third, major third, perfect fourth, augmented fourth or diminished fifth, perfect fifth, minor sixth, major sixth, minor seventh, and major seventh. And then the octave, of course. So those are every single interval that you can have. No matter what music you're transcribing, whether it's classical, jazz, pop music, metal music, it will only be made up of those intervals. There's no hidden, unless you're listening to like some kind of crazy Middle Eastern microtonal music. In Western music, those are the only intervals you're going to encounter. That's it. So once you learn all those inside and out, theoretically you could transcribe any song because you now know every interval and every combination of notes. So once you have all these down, a good thing to do is to just listen to the radio And try to start by transcribing just the bass line of like a pop song that comes on. Turn into your local like pop or hip hop station and listen to just the bass line and see how it moves and see if you can recognize which intervals are taking place. And over time, you'll start to realize that when you hear this, like say the song doesn't even have to be in the key of C, it can be in a different key, like we'll say it's in G. I guess my next tip would be to always identify the root note first. So start by identifying that G. You don't have to identify that A is the note G, just acknowledge that like that note that you're hearing is the root note. So unless you have perfect pitch, you won't be able to recognize the exact note that you're hearing, but you can hear that it's the root note of the scale. So your home note, we'll say it's in the key of G, will be G. Say the song goes like this. Then you should familiarize yourself with the fact that this is the home note. It sounds like the song wants to resolve to this note. So you hear that, you can hear it go up a major third, so you'll recognize that this is another note in the scale. And then you can sort of picture, when you hear those notes, you can picture your guitar's fretboard in your head. And you can sort of picture how it's going to be played on your guitar and what frets are going to be used. And then when you hear this, go down to that note. Another tip you can use is when you have a jump like that, instead of trying to relate these two notes, which is a bigger jump, you can sort of keep this reference pitch in your head. And when it goes down to this pitch, all you have to do is reference that pitch to that pitch. So that way you can identify that as the 6th degree of the scale, as a minor third below the root note, as opposed to as a perfect fifth below the 5th degree or the 3rd degree of the scale. So use reference pitches and keep things simple. And there's really no such thing as cheating in this, so you can use whatever tools it takes to help. You can hum it out. It's very helpful to hum and learn with your voice and sing these notes to familiarize yourself with the different scales and different intervals. Now, once you've got the major scale and the minor scale down inside and out, you can move on to different scales like melodic minor, harmonic minor, which are common in metal music. And also you can practice learning the different modes which are inside of the major scale. So I hope that was helpful for this portion of the video. Next time I'll do a video breaking this stuff down and we'll go in depth with a song, and I'll show you guys how I go through that process step by step. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on the video, say something in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As always, guys, this has been your boy Michael. Peace!